Hello and welcome to FutureTech interview series, a series of delightful interaction with innovators, leaders and outstanding scientists. I am Alpana Saha. Today I am interacting with an outstanding scientist from National Brain Research Center, Gurugram, Professor Pravat Kumar Mandal. He is a PhD from IIT Madras. He participated in clinical resident program University of Pittsburgh Medical School. He worked as Assistant Professor, Department of Psychiatry, University of Pittsburgh Medical School. He also worked as Adjunct Associate Professor, John Hopkins Medical School. Welcome, Professor Mandal, at our program. What is Alzheimer disease and what is the symptom of the disease?
Actually, it's a very pertinent question. Alzheimer disease is an old age disease which people actually forget their names and their locations, and then at some point they don't know even their wife or their son or daughter, like that. And what symptoms is actually it doesn't come in one day. Person cannot say today I am Alzheimer patient, and what they do is it comes slowly. So there are a lot of symptoms, as you correctly asked that thing. The people will keep the key bunch, and then instead of looking at the key bunch where they kept it, they look at it in the microwave, that where the key bunch is there. Then the local relatives would be worried about. And then another point also there, then they will not tell you that today is Sunday, they will say it is a Monday, some working day. That is also there. And if you give them like 1,000 rupees to buy something, and they most of the time they will keep the money in the person and they will not take it back. And another worst possible scenario is that at the sharp stage, if you leave, they have seen the road for many years. But if you go there, and he or she will not come back to the houses. So basically the global positioning system of the Alzheimer patient is lost. So he or she will not come back. So these are all symptoms. And this time people should be seriously worried about. People should not think about this is old age problem mein hota hai. That should not be done. So this is the symptoms in general.
What is the present diagnostic strategy?
Present diagnostic strategy, as I correctly said, that many people think that it is age-related problem, a common thing. So where is the cutoff point? Nobody knows. Only in a educated environment where more awareness, economically sound, they actually take the help of the doctors. And so generally their initial checkup is there. They generally they give some kind of a medicine where memory can be enhanced, like a Memanta, Aricept. These kind of medicines are given. So please note, there is no cure available for Alzheimer disease. What we have is symptomatic, like you have a symptoms of depression that can be reduced. Memory, you have a decrease that can be enhanced for a temporary basis. This is not the solution, not the way for curing the process. So that's what the present scenario stands.
So when I say it is not curable, your answer is no.
Yes, I do.
What is the present diagnostic strategy?
Yeah, see, this that your question comes in that there is no cure available. It is symptoms can be reduced, that whatever, and then what we have to do, that means we do not know the real cause of the disease. That's what the research come in the component. There are various types of research. One is called clinical research, where you actually directly handle the patient, and there is a biochemical research. So our research is basically a clinical research. These all patients come from All India Institute of Medical Science, Dr. Pravat, who is a renowned neurologist in the country and abroad. So he sent this patient, and please note that this disease is happening on the brain. So everything has to be done from the brain, how the disease process started. So disease, our strength is only by non-invasive imaging. What do we mean by non-invasive? That means I will not expose the person with the radiation, no blood test, nothing will be done. You go there, you do your MRI. It's extremely safe procedure available. Even a pregnant woman can do the MRI. So you can see the safety net is there.
So how did you come up with artificial intelligence based database for early diagnosis of Alzheimer disease? which is non-invasive.
Yes. See, as I correctly tell you that, this disease process, we need to, even many people are misdiagnosed. India doesn't have very large number of good neurologists who are available for treatment. There is specialized hospital which is in the big cities. So there is a urgent need for giving a Alzheimer patient memory related problem medicine. That also not to be given because there are severe crunch in a qualified doctors in our country. So in that case, what is motivated me that are doing a deep research for all these cases, going to the main cause of the process, and then we can find it out a characteristic symptoms that is actually close to the cause of the disease. And this makes us to make a big network which doesn't need, once you develop it, it will work in Delhi, it will work in a village of West Bengal, maybe Kashmir, and also in Gujarat, everywhere it will work. So that actually motivates a system, platform, based on real data, that these are the cases, if it is seen, that means there is a possibility of early diagnostic process has started. So if you identify the early diagnosis process, then you have a solution, you have a hope. Because when the disease has started for travel 10 years and you are going there for a cure, you are in the advanced stage. So nothing can be done. So this artificial intelligence can tell you that your disease process is actually on the horizon. Please take care of it. And it does. Once you set it up, you don't need a very highly sophisticated doctors. That is actually one solving our purpose. And at the same time, it is accurate because it doesn't. You need an infrastructure. That once it is in place, all will go well. So our country, the great India, has a big intellectual capital. There are so many intelligent people, but question is that when we have to come together with the correct features information, sit together of a multidisciplinary nature, doctors, scientists, electronics engineer, computer science people, neuropsychologists, and they can make a robust AI system that can predict with a very, very high accuracy, maybe 90-95%. And we have developed that is based on MRI images and neurochemicals, which is actually close to the disease process, and also the behavioral pattern, because if anybody has a problem, they will not able to count correctly. So that kind of features also we will extract it. So when we have a correct information in place and we have a very good model, then the model may not be very sophisticated because information is correct to the close to the center. Then we can predict the disease with a very, very high accuracy. And I am proudly saying that our government of India under Modi ji has given a very good focus for this kind of work. And I am very thankful to the government, present government, because they gave a huge amount of support to me. So I am able to get it, and I have made a initial framework. It's called Bharat. It's under review for a major network base. I hope that it will be one day it in a big, so that India can come up and compete compared to other developed countries. That is will be possible right now based on our own research at our own center where data are collected here. Please note the data that is source of features which is accurate and done by authentically and by a very profound team like Dr. Deepika Shukla, who is a scientist here most of the times. She collected the data with me and she is very expert, and like others also, there is a computer science person, and they actually are the backbone of the entire research. So that is not my work, it's their work. So it's a multidisciplinary. We have elected neuropsychologists who will give the information. My role is supervisory and making sure the data is correct. I do collect all the data along with Deepika and others. So this way, and also on rotating students are there. So they are actually, I am giving a infrastructure building so that when I am not there on one day, they can make a much better quality than what I am doing. So they are building up. So India is coming up in the forefront very much.
So what is the difference in data in India and Western countries?
Yeah, that data in India about Alzheimer is a very good point. You know that India has 1.3 billion people, and that's what. But we have, Modi ji said that we have a lot of young people. That is absolutely correct. But we have also a lot of older person also. But all older person having not Alzheimer's disease, we are protected. And happens to be in the United States where I spent a lot of my time academic career. So where we see that half, 1/3 population, but number of people with Alzheimer is so high, is much higher than ours. Reason being, our food habit, our society structure is very good, still very good. We are actually, we can talk to each other, we can have relatives, we can say hello, we don't need an appointment to go to my relative house, we can land up their houses, so we can talk. We are connected, still connected, although the structure is slowly breaking down, but we are, and our food habit is good, still good. We are still taking fast food, but still we cook food every day in houses and we eat together. That have the feature. So the India has a social brain is soothing effect is there. That's it. And also you will be finding out Indian person has a antioxidant glutathione as a protective agent that is much higher than the compared to other countries. That we have recently found it out and published a multicentric study. So our brain by God's grace is protected because of our food, social structure, and we also a country of yoga. So that all the things are actually protecting our brain. How long we cannot say, but it is inbuilt, some inherently we got it from our forefathers.
How the interdisciplinary study is important?
As I clearly tell you, that interdisciplinary study is the mother of all the progress. Right now, electrical engineers cannot do their electrical engineering work. They have to talk to their another counterpart where their knowledge can be transferred. And in our laboratory, the neuroimaging and neurospectroscopy is a very ideal example. I took the model from United States, from Johns Hopkins. So our section has a computer science person, electrical engineer, and even the neuroscience background, somebody a PhD from IITs, like Dr. Deepika is from IIIT Jabalpur. See, the unique knowledge they have carried through. So we sit together and we share our knowledge. Okay, I will do this one, and how this knowledge will go to the another place. And that's what we actually stitch together. Like our mothers always get a sweater for us, stitching together. So we are actually doing, and we have enjoying our science actually. And it has given a huge impact. And we actually directly dealing with the patient, collecting the data from the patient, and that we know, we vouch for the data. Like we will discard one data, we will not hesitate to discuss one data, but we will not take any bad data. That is our mantra of our success actually.
So how India is prepared for AI adoption?
Yeah, this is a very pertinent question, and actually AI adoption is coming out from Prime Minister call. Modi ji has said that artificial intelligence has to be applied in many areas, and mental health is one of his focus. Okay, that is his focus. So what happened is, what this knowledge, like a radiology report. Previously, all radiology reports or MRI reports are prepared by the radiologists. Very soon, very soon, all these cases will be artificial intelligence will be applied, and accurate result as the very good radiologists give will be given maybe 1/4 price, even 1/10 time less time. So this is one of the area is going to happen. Our MRI report is taking very expensive. Similar way, in the case of brain research, artificial intelligence is not actually in a clinical setting. It is not there, but we are slowly building up. If we do in a hurriedly make it, we will be doing wrong, because we can say that it's overworking. So in a clinical setting, it has need a lot of test and retest procedure in place. So that stage also not has come. So right now we are actually building groundbreaking position. We are there. Other countries also, they are not in a mental health. They are also not in a very advanced stage. Like many companies like Google, Yahoo are also planning. So everybody is actually doing in their background. They are not telling properly that whatever excess thing they are doing, but every country is actually making. So after maybe I foresee another 2 to 3 years, it will be in a clinical setting. That's what we can say. And India is very much catching up, and there is a special funding actually Prime Minister Office actually promoting. I am a recipient of one of the small grant called Artificial Intelligence an early diagnostic exactly on Alzheimer from Ministry of Science and Technology. I'm going to start the project maybe within 2-3 months. So that way you can see that India, he has so much focus from the top down. So we have to perform. We have to show the result.
What are the infrastructural facilities presently available in India?
Presently, all the cases in the computation program related things are in place. About the clinical setting, it is not much things are available. So computation program wise, is people are making these cases. I could say this much. And the major component is the raw data and integration, test retest, that has not come. So that has to be, we just making a program so that will work. We are developing models so that will hook into the data. So basically, we can say 20% of the start process is there, but the major portion 20 to 50, where the raw data generation and test retest checking has to be done. So that process will be definitely major thrust is there from the top, so it will happen.
So how many e-health projects are available in India?
E-health project also, this government is going in a technology savvy and they want to use it. The e-health, there are many, I cannot tell the name, but actually the e-health major, the website, government website is saying, and dedicated website, they want to make delivery of the whatever information available to the lowest level in the rural areas, urban health and also the mental health. So these programs are there are different names is given, but the huge amount of, because the policy of this present government is that because e-health is going to be surviving and doing well, because the main thing believe that if your mental health and total health is correct, then the productivity of the country will go up. So the e-health is directly related to the productivity. So, and also the proper management of the transparency. So I am sure there are many names are there, different sphere, but this is the way their government is pushing for it, and it's a good initiative, and I am sure that it will work out very well.
How far industry academia interaction is important for creating the required ecosystem for AI?
This is a fundamental requirement that until unless the different branches come together, it could be a biology, it could be mathematics, it could be electrical engineer, we cannot do that. India, it is very hard not to crack that when 2-3 components are joined together. Problem is that who will lead the group initiative. That's a $1 million question, and that is why it is slowly coming up compared to other countries. We are doing very good alone, but we are not doing together. But AI means success depends when you have a different component in place and they are synergized. Like they are talking to each other, they know that this is the main theme for particular focus, and then that person will lead, corresponding author, and other person will be following it. In other very well, other person will follow it, another the leader was in the first work will be the follower in the second work, and it has to be guaranteed. So then if it is in place and written and a leader is there, then it will be correctly done. So I will not go more than details right now, but wherever, my lab is a great example of multidisciplinary project, and I am working in Johns Hopkins in collaboration. I have absolutely enjoying every moment. I work in Norway, I work in Australia, Melbourne School of Medicine. It's a very international collaboration. No problem, because it is all our structure. But we have to do it in our country. We have to find right kind of person who will do that one and who will vouch for their data and also taking care of the ethics part and everything, so that we get a quality data and we could be the leader. And I hope that days are come, because our government want it. So we will be able to do it. Yeah.
How is the All India Council for Robotics and Automation helping in creating the required ecosystem in the country?
Actually, this is the prime center, and they are doing a good job. But you have to see they are making robots and also the software part. And that has to be integrated in various environments. That can be also in battlefield, that can be in medical, that also can be in a surgical procedure. So that another part where the raw data is coming from, that part has to be developed in parallel. Maybe they have developed a robot, very good vision, they can have a very good camera, they have a cognition also maybe in place. But there is where the raw data coming and integrating from with their activities, that may not have done yet. So that should be the now next focus for our country, so that we can, because we are very good in software and hardware also, we are not lagging behind. But only thing is the raw data where they are coming, that has to be correctly integrated. So that part has to be there. Maybe in my view, 40% work is done on that right side. Maybe the remaining 60% has to be done. Then we are there in the global stage with a very thumping, victory space. So that's what I could say in this point.
What is the motivating factor for you?
Okay, see, this is a touchy question, and this is a kind of a dedication. And my daughter Miska actually tells me a lot of times that Baba, in my local Bengali terms, like do something. We discuss on the road while dropping her in the school, and how it can help, because we discuss with her a lot, and she's very smart and thinking like that way. And my wife also supports me for spending more time in the lab, and she's a psychologist also, so she understands better, Ratna. And then my parents is actually my more another pusher for that, do something for our country. So these are all that they say that do something for people without any interest. So that's what, and there is someone to help you. So these are three factors in my home, and also my lab members are very helpful, very, very good. And like I'm fortunate enough to get them together, and that's what I'm pushing. I'm just a Sarathi in that chariot, so I'm just running around. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir, for throwing extensive light on AI-aided diagnosis and the ways to popularize.
Thank you very much.